Hi, this is Laura from Healing with Spirit, and here is your latest update. I know folks have been reaching out to me and asking me about the latest update regarding the current regime, the current election, the current presidency, the current what's happening in our country, and there is a lot. So let's do this. Let's unpack this. With this card here, the star, being in the past position, what I am reminded and what I keep hearing is the things only get illuminated in the darkest of night. The stars shine the brightest in the darkest of night. Okay? And when things get illuminated, we illuminate. And truths get revealed. And there's a lot of balancing of the waters when we illuminate things in the darkness. With the Seven of Wands, what I am seeing is that there's a lot of stuff coming at us. A lot. And we might even feel paralyzed. We might feel, there's just too much. You might feel overwhelmed. But you're missing, it kind of reminds me of there's a lot of things here that we're not seeing. We forget that there is a torch being lit. There is a door that is open for new opportunities, but we're not seeing it yet because we're focused on all the stuff coming at us. And this is just a reminder to basically stop, pause, and really take an assessment of the areas. Now, these two cards are in the present position. And this is the World card upside down, so basically showing that there's a lot of upheaval. This kind of is telling me there's a lot of upheaval, a lot of things trying to rebalance out, kind of Mother Earth's trying to balance herself out. I know we're in a 12,000 year cycle where big things are about to happen on the Earth, and what the role of humans are going to play as a whole of the story. And then we have this as an influence card. And this is basically saying we are in this spiritual battle. And I want to say spiritual, not religious. We have a lot of people filled with ego that are jumping onto the three main religions. Remember, it's the three main religions that are fighting each other, that want to go to World War III. But spirituality, animism, paganism, all those things, our ancestral roots, are reminding us to remember the whispers of our ancestors. Remember the ways of our ancestors. Look for the teachers within. Look for the teachers that are connected to all the ways of being. The ones that are connected to all life, not just the egoic, colonized version of life. And this is also amplifying in the present position. And what I keep hearing with the Page of Swords is the immaturity of what we're experiencing right now. I kept hearing the word immaturity. I don't care if you're 10 years old or if you're 100 years old. There's a level of spiritual immaturity here that is confusing and blinding us from seeing what we need to see. And that needs to be addressed. And that's where calming the mind, and this was an amplifier card that I pulled from my friend who is Indigenous Canadian, who designed this deck. This is her artwork, her channeled messages. And it says, power within, trust your strength. So we are conditioned that when shit goes wrong in our life, that we just, self-medicate, forget, bypass, do all the feel-goods. We do everything but feeling and facing the hard truth. And it's in facing the hard truth that we actually liberate and free ourselves, and we remember the ways that actually empower us, okay? Versus constantly putting Band-Aids on things. So we're kind of in a divorce right now. The U.S. is kind of in a divorce. I actually was joking with a friend of mine yesterday morning saying, is there a way we can put a restraining order on President Trump and his whole administration? This is the level of abuse that's happening is off the charts. And I keep thinking simple things is there a way you can do a restraining order? So this card is reminding me, which is the Five of Pentacles, like the break. There's a lot of breaking happening, and like a divorce, and it's painful and it's hard. Doesn't matter how good the terms are, it is always still difficult. So this is just to remind you that it's okay. It's okay, but to feel the feels, right? And then we have the Two of Pentacles, which is basically showing us the need to balance. The need to balance the light with the dark, the yin with the yang, the inner healing with community, facing the hard truths with recalibration and rebooting our nervous systems. Like the balance, the dance between both, okay? Like a whale goes up for breath of air, but then it dives down really deep into the darkness to face the bellies of the depths that where no light can go. But then it also remembers to come back up. Always comes back up for air. So this card, the Two of Pentacles, is reminding us the need for balancing our lives mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, and financially. All right. And this card is the Three of Cups is reminding us, what I keep hearing with the Three of Cups is, for those of you who have been doing the hard work, to remember how far you have come. It's important to remember, to not look up and see how far we still have to go, but to remember how far we've come. And this also is a card to remember the old ways, especially women. Women gathered when we did chores. We gathered in community. And while we were doing our chores, we were chatting about social things and making, activist things and all of that stuff. And we have forgotten that. We have forgotten the importance of gathering in person in community. So this is reminding us the need to show up in building and fostering relationships with your neighbors. Maybe invite and say, hey, I want to just have like a barbecue, and invite all your neighbors that are around you and just get to know them. Okay? And if it's not safe, then invite people. Like I invited people this weekend that weren't necessarily local, but we all had the same ideology. And just so we had a soft place to land, share food, share stories, be seen, be witnessed, be held, and then maybe share resources on how to do better and how to show up better, right? And then we have the King of Wands. So there's a lot here to be said about that, because we're not done. And I think that's going to take another video to show that this is a process, but this is also a time to not bury your heads in the sand. The other card, the owl, the moose, these are all inverted when they were pulled, and I decided to leave them inverted because we're trying to combat reality. We're either self-medicating or we're bypassing. We're not facing the hard truths, and we're not seeing things for the way they need to be seen. And we're not seeing the signs and the messages guided by the spirit world. We're not aligning with the spirit world as our army. As our army. The spirit world is our army. The trees, the water, the mountains, the sea. Letting the ancestors of the land speak to us. All right? While also reminding the beauty and the grace that is all around you. So this is the duality that is happening right before our eyes. And it's a dance between grace and what action steps are we doing to be part of the solutions to what's out there. Because if you're just going and you're doom scrolling, or if you are, just complaining and venting on social media, that does nothing. That doesn't fix problems. That doesn't put food on your table. That doesn't help your neighbors. So the cards here are showing, yeah, we've got some serious shit going on right now. But at the same time, it's also showing that we have to go back to deep remembering and move through the triggers. The triggers are showing us a direction, but we're not listening. We're not listening to how that's moving through us. So it's really important that we take that time to listen. And if you're looking for some clarity on your own life and you would like a reading, please, the link is in the comments or somehow tabbed in here to book online, or you can go to www.laurahealingwithspirit.com. And I do bookings, whether in person or online, and I also do group readings from a very rooted place. And I'm not going to tell you a bunch of foo-foo shit that isn't going to work, and everything is really aligned from spirit first. Because for me to give you the truth and to give you the wisdom that's needed, it has to come from that place first. Okay? So I'm hoping that helps you. Let me know in the comments below if this resonated for you or if this gave you help in some sort of direction. And have a good day.